She had curves. She spoke 5 languages. She had an IQ of 163. She played the piano. She played the violin. She was a genius and drop dead gorgeous. Every man wanted to be with her and every woman wanted to be her. People called her the second Marilyn Monroe. However, at just 34 years old, she sadly lost her life. But what were her last moments? Let's find out right now. Wednesday, my Cajun cuties. Yes, it's me, Anne-Marie, aka the Cajun Crime Queen from Carriacou, Louisiana. Cajun born, Cajun bred, and when I die, I'll be Cajun dead. I hope after this video that you'd like, subscribe, and comment, and don't forget to press the notification bell so you never miss a video from me, Anne-Marie. I hope you have a beverage. I hope you have a snuggle partner or a snuggle fur partner. Those are the best, and you're ready to hear a true story with yours truly. And as always, I want to know, are y'all drinking that water? Are y'all staying hydrated? Are y'all getting those tickers up? Remember, just a quick 20-30 minute walk, especially first thing in the morning, get those endorphins up, and you're going to have an amazing, wonderful day. And as always, thank you all for joining me on this Wicked Wednesday evening as we discuss another true case. As you all may know, there is a new documentary on Jayne Mansfield. Her daughter, Mariska Hargitay, put out a documentary about her mother, Jayne Mansfield. It is wonderful. It is awesome. I highly recommend that y'all watch this documentary. And let me tell y'all something. Jayne Mansfield is a huge part of my life. There are 4 people that I like: Marilyn Monroe, Jayne Mansfield, Anna Nicole Smith, and Elvis Presley. Those 4 people are my Hollywood stars. I love them. I love Jayne so much that I have a huge canvas above my fireplace of Jayne Mansfield. I have her name tattooed on me, and my youngest daughter, my baby, Amiel, her middle name is Jayne after Jayne Mansfield. So when this documentary came out, of course, I wanted to talk about it. But I wanted to talk to y'all about her final moments, because her final moments only happened about 20-30 minutes from me, just down the road where her car crash happened. A lot of y'all know that Jayne Mansfield was a huge sex symbol in the late 50s and 60s. She was curvy, she was 5'11", she resembled Marilyn Monroe, she had this beautiful blonde hair. Every man stopped in his tracks when they saw her. She was just beautiful, and she was a great actress, she was a great performer, she was a great singer, and she was a mother of 5. But not only, she had all of this, right? She was a genius with an IQ of 163, highly intelligent, and spoke 5 languages. I mean, really? I mean, who could want anything more than Jayne Mansfield? But sadly, she lost her life on June 29th, 1967. On June 28th, 1967, Jayne Mansfield was going to perform 2 shows at the Gus Stevens Supper Club in Biloxi, Mississippi. I didn't know what a supper club was. In my opinion, I'm guessing is you eat supper, you have drinks while somebody's performing. I'm guessing, I don't know, I've never been to one, but in my opinion, that sounds really cool to sit back, relax, eat, have a couple of drinks, and watch someone like Jayne Mansfield perform. And this was a very popular supper club. People like Andy Griffith, Jerry Lee Lewis, and of course, Jayne Mansfield performed at the Gus Stevens Supper Club. However, after Jayne performed 2 shows, she had to get to New Orleans, Louisiana for a television appearance. So she knew she had to leave Biloxi, Mississippi that night to get to New Orleans by the next day. Jayne Mansfield's transportation accommodations fell through. She still had to get to New Orleans, which is about an hour and a half to 2 hours, give or take, from Biloxi. So Gus Stevens, the owner of Gus Stevens Supper Club, said, hey, you could take my wife's 1966 Buick and I'll have my daughter's boyfriend, Ronnie Harrison, drive you and your family to New Orleans, Louisiana. She says, great, thank you so much. Around 12:45 a.m., Ronnie Harrison, who was around 19 or 20 at the time, give or take, I'm not sure exactly how old he was, he picked up Jayne's 3 sleeping children, Zoltan, Mickey Jr., and 3-year-old Mariska Hargitay. He put them all in the front seat with him while they were sleeping and he was driving. Around 1 a.m., he arrived at the Gus Stevens Supper Club and he collects Jayne Mansfield and her lawyer/lover, Sam Brody, and they sit in the back seat. They keep driving, and about 45 minutes, an hour later, they stop at a gas station. They get out of the car, and this is when Jayne Mansfield puts her 3 sleeping children in the back seat of the Buick. And Jayne Mansfield slides in and sits in the center next to Ronnie Harrison, and her boyfriend Sam Brody sits in the passenger seat. And as y'all all know, in the 50s and 60s, the cars had the bench seat, so you could just slide over. I'm sure a lot of y'all remember that when the women would sit right next to their honey and the whole other side of the car was empty. I remember those days, but I love a bench seat. There was no console, but this is the positions they were in when they left the gas station, it was said. A couple of minutes later, after they're driving for a while, they stop at the White Kitchen in Slidell, Louisiana. Jayne gets out. It was said that she went inside, she walked out, and this is when it was said their positions changed once again. It was said that Ronnie Harrison was driving, Sam Brody was now in the center, and Jayne Mansfield in the passenger seat. So when they left the White Kitchen in Slidell, Louisiana, this was allegedly their positions in the car with the 3 sleeping children in the back seat. It was said that Ronnie Harrison was driving at a very high rate of speed, around 70, 80 miles per hour. And in front of Ronnie Harrison was a Johnson Motor Freight Company truck, an 18-wheeler with the driver's name as Richard Rambo. Richard Rambo says that as he's driving, going about 30, 40 miles per hour, approaching him coming the other way was a truck with a flashing light. And he said it was a truck that may be sprayed for insects. He said that the truck was coming towards him. He slowed down when he saw the flashing light. A lot of people say that the truck was spraying at the time. That's what the rumors say. However, those rumors were put to rest. They are saying, according to police and according to several people, the truck was not spraying that night, that the weather was clear and there was no fog at all. Ronnie Harrison failed to see the slow-moving 18-wheeler and slammed right into the back of the 18-wheeler, taking the lives of himself, Ronnie Harrison, Sam Brody, and of course, Jayne Mansfield. There was a clock inside of the car, and the clock stopped at exactly 2:25 a.m. That is when police believe the accident occurred. Richard Rambo, the driver of the 18-wheeler, says he felt a jolt. He felt something hit the back of his 18-wheeler. So he stopped the vehicle, he stepped out of the 18-wheeler, and that's when he noticed a very horrific scene. Richard Rambo, the driver of the 18-wheeler, steps out of his vehicle and hears nothing but silence and a child crying. He races to the Buick, and that is where he finds Ronnie Harrison and Samuel Brody crushed into the dashboard, Jayne Mansfield deceased inside the car, and in the back seat, Jayne's 3 children, Mickey Hargitay Jr., who had a broken arm and a broken leg, Zoltan, her middle son, who just had bruises and cuts, and 3-year-old Mariska Hargitay was trapped between the back seat and the door. But other than that, the kids were alive and they were okay. Jayne Mansfield wore these beautiful blonde wigs. They were big, they were beautiful, they were just wonderful. She loved wearing these blonde wigs because I don't know if a lot of y'all know, but Jayne Mansfield was in fact a brunette. And on the dashboard or on the hood of the car, they see a wig. And a lot of people thought and said that, especially the media and the news people out there, that Jayne Mansfield was decapitated from the accident. However, that was not true. Her head was scalped, but her head was still on and intact. She did still have her head. All 3 of them passed away. How sad was that? How sad at 2:25 in the morning, all 3 of these adults passed away. And my heart breaks for those 3 children in the back seat. Oh, my heart breaks for them. Jayne Mansfield was buried on July 3rd, 1967 at Fairview Cemetery in her home state of Pennsylvania. And the car, the Buick, which I've seen, the red car, is displayed at several different museums. I think right now, don't quote me, I think it was at the Dearly Departed Museum, but I don't know. That's where I saw it in Hollywood. I don't know where the car is now. I know the car has traveled in the past, but people can see the car. I don't know where it is right now, but if y'all want, y'all can Google it and find out where the car is. And as a lot of y'all may know or may not know, at the bottom of 18-wheelers now, there is a bar behind the 18-wheelers. I'm guessing so a car can't go under the 18-wheeler, and that is known as the Mansfield bar because of Jayne Mansfield and what happened to her on this day, June 29th, 1967. So Jayne Mansfield was a Hollywood icon, a Hollywood legend, and sadly lost her life at the young age of 34. My final thought, I always give y'all my final thought. And my final thought is, do not take life for granted. Live every day like it's your last day. Have fun, be happy. Because your life or someone's life that you love can be taken like that in an instant. In an instant. Jayne Mansfield leaves behind 5 children. 5 children. How heartbreaking is that? And when I watched clips from her funeral, her husband at the time, Mickey Hargitay, they were separated when she passed away. He was kissing her coffin. That just broke my heart right there. He had these 3 kids for her. He loved her. They had been together for years. He even built her the Pink Palace, her home, which y'all need to go check out, because that Pink Palace, the house that he had for her with this heart-shaped swimming pool, was magnificent. It was beautiful. Y'all need to go Google it. Y'all need to go see it. Sadly, the house was in fact torn down, which I don't agree with. All of these houses they want to tear down, like they almost tore down Marilyn Monroe's house where she passed away in. They don't need to be tearing down all these houses from history. This is history. These are movie stars. But her house was in fact torn down. But like I always say, don't take life for granted. Live life to the fullest. I hope after this video that y'all like, subscribe, and comment. And don't forget to press the notification bell so you'll never miss a video from me, Anne-Marie. And as always, stay safe. Always be aware of your surroundings, and always know that I'm here for each and every one of y'all. And as always, thank y'all all so much for joining me on this Wicked Wednesday evening as we discuss the case of Jayne Mansfield and her final moments. I love each and every one of y'all. And don't forget to go watch the documentary that Mariska Hargitay made for her mother, Jayne Mansfield. Y'all have a good night, and I will see y'all next week with more videos. Bye.